I'm not surprised at all that you were told you're unprofessional because you're a collaborator. Because toxic individualism is an unwritten rule of work for the upper middle class in America. So I'm Dr. Anna Kalschmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class, neurodivergence, and intersections of race and gender. And one of the most studied class differences is independence versus interdependence. Working class communities grow up sharing limited resources. When you don't have a lot, you share. Upper middle class and higher are more individualistic. They have their resources and they want to keep them. I had a research participant tell me once, because I interviewed people who have moved up from like poverty to upper middle class through work, that the clients that he struggled to get to pay him were the rich clients. He's like, I'd lay tile and then they'd want to not pay me. They'd pretend to find something wrong with it, but they wouldn't want to pull up the tile. They wanted to keep it. They just didn't want to pay me. And I was like, why do you think that is? He was like, well, how do you think they got so rich? By not spending their money and by being cheap. But for real, this focus on the self is a problem that people who transition from blue collar work to white collar work, like when you're in manufacturing and retail and you work your way up the chain, or if you're a first generation professional who maybe was a first generation student, is this focus on the I instead of the we. I can tell when I'm interviewing someone if they have a working class background, if they say we a lot in the interview instead of I. And it's more prevalent among women and people of color because communities of color are more collectivistic. And within race and class groups, women are expected to be more communal. But this is rated as a bad thing in corporate America. I've had to tell many people that I'm on an interview panel with when they're like, oh, well, they said they talked about a project we did. They probably didn't really do the project. I'm like, no, they probably did the project. We can ask them follow-up questions to probe on it. They're just not taking full credit for the project because they know they relied on others. While working class people have the opposite interpretation of it. When they hear someone say, I did this, I did this, I did this, they think, wow, what a jerk. I know you didn't do that all by yourself. Now, of course, the irony is a lot of Americans who then have this mindset about the communality and such, we still worship wealth and call people self-made who are like Kylie Jenner and Elon Musk, but that's a whole different story.